like flowers, and almost was like our first big band fight. Like
absolutely,
it was like almost like first broke up the band. We weren't gonna break up, but it was like the first like, because that song, when we wrote the song, sounded nothing like that. Like we went in and recorded the song, and like, you know, the song starts out like on organ and there's not much else. That wasn't like that. It was like full-blown guitars and drums. And
actually, when we were in the studio, we never thought of it as it being a problem at the time. You know, we just thought like, it doesn't sound right now, so let's try to make it sound the way that we want it to. And we started taking things away, and then we're like, wow, this sounds really cool. And then we sent like a rough draft over to the guys, and everyone freaked out.
Sunshine in the valleys of gold. I want to be there growing old. It's never been so clear. I'll be happy when I'm there with her. You should be glad for me. You should be glad.
And it was like, where's my part? What's going on with this? Why isn't this here? Everyone was like, it was chaotic, and we were like, oh no, we made a big mistake. But we didn't. You know, we were just trying to experiment with stuff, and we just kind of had to talk and explain about, you know, how we wanted things to go and how we think the song should be and how it lacked here, and it made it grow bigger as it progressed throughout the song. And I think it was for a benefit, but yeah, it definitely started some drama.
yeah, and I have the demo of how it was like recorded, and I listened, and I will be the first to admit I was one of the first like, I hate this, like why did we do this? And now I listen back to the old version, I'm like, wow, that sucked. I'm so glad that we changed it. Our songs really come from like so many different ways and so many different influences. Like it could literally just be like a guitar riff I wrote at home, or like, you know, Eric could be just practicing bass and just find like a rhythm that he loves.
It's very strange because we're all so much alike but so different. So we have these ideas, and when they're kind of pieced together, it makes, it sounds cliche, but it makes Palmas. And it's really hard to explain how it works, because there's really not like, in our band, there's not like one songwriter. It's literally me coming up with a bass riff. I'm like, here, Matt, you can have this a guitar riff. Or he has a guitar riff, and he's like, would it sound better as a bass riff? And we'll just bounce ideas off of each other. And I think one way that we work really well is when someone plays something and then another person plays something, and you can kind of hear where it's going, and then someone else is like, oh, now I hear this, and then they add to it, and it kind of just keeps building and has that snowball effect with it, and just ends up working out, I guess, in our benefit.
But Kurt is very involved in that process too. Like even just like vocally, like he'll be like, I'll maybe play some guitar, and he'll be like, hey, can you try like this? And he'll hum out an idea, and I'm like, yeah, that works. That's awesome.
He has this idea usually in his head especially when it comes to other instrumentation outside of what we play ourselves. He just hears things in his head, and he kind of goes with it.
I remember the first time we ever played, like, with a song, like, it was written, and we're like, all right, we're gonna figure out how to make this better, but like the song was written, and there's an ending guitar part, and like the first time Kurt was like, there's gonna be French horn right there, and he hummed it right then and there, and I was like, cool, sign me up, I'm down.
But it's also super frustrating sometimes because, you know, not everyone's mind works the same. So if you go, oh, there's gonna be French horn there, and you're playing this part that seems a little mundane and kind of boring, if you will, without hearing that, someone else could be like, I don't get it. Like, you just have to wait and see what it's going to sound like. You like open your mind and kind of envision what it will be instead of what it is right now. Sometimes we always run into problems where that's kind of like a just please trust me and we'll see, you know, what this can become. And that can be a little frustrating sometimes. I think each member in our band, has been in that position where they just don't hear it, you know, including myself, and it's like I don't hear that, and then when it actually comes to fruition, you're kind of just blown away. That's awesome.
For the type of music we're playing, there's nothing forced about it. Like, we genuinely listen to our influences. We didn't seek out to like be a type of band. It just kind of happened.
Yeah,
you know?
I've actually heard, you know, people talk, that's just how the world is, and I've actually heard people say like, oh, you know, they're trying to be like this or they're trying to be like that, and We're not. We're just, I mean, when we first started, the music that we were writing had influences from the Police.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just kind of like what we're listening to and what we love and what we're just feeling at the moment. We kind of just let it go.
Even in like our listening habits, though, like my earliest memories are listening to the Beatles, you know, and like Kurt, our singer, is like he listened, you know, he grew up on Sam Cooke, you know, so like that's just genuinely our influences and like the type of music we love. So I hope it comes through in our music.
I think in the long run, we just want to make beautiful sounding songs because in all, at the end of the day, that's what will remain for the rest of our lives is that song as it is recorded.
Mm-hmm.
Not as we played it live, yeah, maybe there will be some videos or something, but that song as it is. And we just want to make it as beautiful as possible. And I mean, if we feel that there needs to be 7 cello players and 6 violinists, you know, then that really makes us feel happy with where the songwriting is going. I think we're going to do it.
Yeah,
you know?
I think it opened up our mind to experiment in studio more than anything. You know,
Absolutely.
I think even myself as a musician, I've been in other bands. I always wanted to like nail live what was in studio, and I kind of don't care anymore. I'm just like, let's just write the best song possible. I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to trusting each other. Like being in a band is, I know I'm not the first to say this. It's a lot like having a girlfriend or a wife or whatever. Like you just kind of got to be on the same page, and you know, also like, you know, getting feedback from people you trust and love. You know, like I think that we showed it to some people, and we were like, hey, like this is a little out there for us. What do you think? And we got pretty positive feedback. So like, I think that kind of changed everyone's tune. And then also like bands definitely, we do get what I call demoitis. You know, you're learning to play a song, and like you get used to that and you get comfortable with it, and it gets hard to like think of it from a different perspective. And like once you get over that and you start thinking not so selfishly like, oh, my guitar part was taken out of here, but like what's actually best for the song, it's kind of easy to get over. And we're like super, we're maybe too blunt with each other. Like if someone's upset or sad, like there's no, like it's said. So it might be mad for like an hour, maybe even a week, but like it's always better off that it's said and we communicated it. We don't really let things bubble or burst.
Yeah, and I think we all realize, and hopefully everyone can come to the realization that everyone's in it for the same purpose. We're all there for the love of music. So I'm sure everyone's in it to have the same goal in the end. So you just got to realize that, and everyone wants the best for the band. So.
You should be glad.